This night in the history of MMA by far.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's ever going to top this until something does.
I don't think anything's ever going to top this, man. This was... I keep sitting back going, wow.
Wow.
Wow. Like literally just saying wow. When you've seen so much in your life, to sit there going wow, 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 after watching...
You okay? That's what. Can you? No.
Nothing, Gaethje. Holy shit!
Quando eu falei, todo mundo falou que eu tava louco. Eu falei, ninguém quis acreditar, falaram que eu tava doido. Tá aí, ó.
I can't believe that, man.
It's really hard to put it into words right now. I mean, just trying to enjoy this moment. And yeah, it was such a crazy ride. We had a lot of delays. A couple of the like the rehearsal delayed, tonight delayed. But yeah, these are the. Again, I wouldn't recommend this to my enemy. We are some of the toughest people on this earth, mentally, physically. All these guys up here and all the guys that lost tonight. We and me specifically, I've said it from day one. I'm a promoter's wet dream. And I proved that.
Gaethje just defeated Ilia by round 4 TKO to corner stoppage at UFC Freedom 250 on the White House lawn and is now the undisputed lightweight world champion at 37 years old. I can't believe I'm saying these things. I thought Strickland's upset against Chimaev was going to be enough this year for the MMA gods to start making logic true once again in this sport, but no. Justin Gaethje puts a whooping on Ilia. Fair enough, survives a nightmarish round 2, but I had Justin Gaethje winning this fight 3 rounds to 1. It wasn't even like Ilia was clearly ahead the whole fight and Justin Gaethje just broke him in round 4 and then Ilia quits on the stall. I had Gaethje up 3 rounds to 1. I thought he won the first round very clear. It was competitive. Ilia was landing big shots. What am I saying? The whole card was insane. But to finish like this, I can't wait to break down the rest of the card. But this fight, Ilia comes out. He's wandering into jab.
No, he wanted to quit.
It's almost like he's trying to not to. And that'll do it.
We won.
20,000, bitch. No, 200,000, bitch. 200,000.
200,000 apiece, bitch.
200,000, bitch.
200,000 apiece.
200,000 a pop, bitch.
200,000 a pop.
He's gonna get. Oh no! No! No, Alex! No! There's no way they're not stopping this. No! Are you kidding me?
And then last thing I want to ask you about the co-main event, Cyril, obviously amazing performance. He comes out and says, man, give me that rematch with Tom Aspinall. We need to get that done. Obviously, we're not going to make fights tonight. But is there anything standing in the way of you making that fight right now? Do you feel comfortable that's a fight you can make happen?
I don't know. I'm not even thinking about that right now. Yeah, Cyril gone. You know, listen, it's hard to move up 3 weight classes in MMA, and especially in the UFC. And Cyril looked great tonight. You know, the guy, we always say, he's a heavyweight that moves like a middleweight, and he definitely looked like one tonight. You know, we'll get back. I'm going to let my people have some time off, you know, this week, and then, you know, we'll get back at it, and we'll figure out.
The second time you've claimed the interim heavyweight title. How much more satisfying was it doing it this time, given how in high regard Alex Pereira is and everybody talking about him potentially being the greatest of all time if he won this belt?
Yeah, the first time it was You see, I started my career really late, and I was on my debut, but I did very well. I was really happy. But when you feel the up and down in career, like the difficult to stay on the top, is always a pleasure to go back on it. And so yeah, it's better. And because also the White House, because Alex Pereira, and because of the finish, you see. So
your overall thoughts on how the entire fight played out?
I was counted out so bad. He's very good. My liver still hurts right now. Those body shots were crazy. I mean, he was really, really fast. But when he didn't get the finish at the end of the second round, I think it really took his spirit. He really backed himself into a corner, saying he's going to be so dominant. I said it. When we go to the second round, you're going to be like, what the f-? When we go to the third round, you're going to be like, what the f-? I proved that tonight. When they look back, I think my career is going to age.
Here's the thing about UFC Freedom 250 at the White House. This wasn't just one shocking moment. This entire card turned into something historic. Every single fight ended in a finish. Every single one. 7 fights on the South Lawn of the presidential residence and 7 knockout victories. That's not just an exciting card. That's a signature. That's a statement. And it all started before Gaethje even stepped into the cage. The co-main event told its own devastating story. Alex Pereira, a 2-division champion trying to cement his legacy by becoming the first fighter ever to win titles in 3 weight classes, faced Ciryl Gane. On paper, Pereira was chasing immortality, but sometimes weight classes matter more than skill. Sometimes they matter more than championships. Gane came in with everything you need to survive at heavyweight length: athleticism, technical striking, and the kind of frame that's built for the division. From the opening moments, Pereira was already behind. Gane used his jab to control the distance. He threw kicks to control the pace. He was methodical, technical, and patient. And then, straight out of the corner to start round 2, Gane turned up the intensity. He hurt Pereira early, a jab that cracked through the Brazilian's guard, and suddenly Pereira was in trouble. Gane didn't hesitate. He stayed on the gas, unleashing a torrent of strikes until Pereira crumbled. Just like that, in 127 of the second round, Gane reclaimed the interim heavyweight title and knocked Pereira's dream of 3-division gold into the dust. Gane proved once again why he's one of the most dangerous heavyweights on the planet. And now he's the next challenger waiting for Tom Aspinall whenever the undisputed champ is ready to come back. But the destruction didn't stop there. Sean Ali, the former bantamweight champion trying to rebuild after a rough stretch, faced Ayman Zahabi in what should have been a competitive fight. Zahabi had won 7 straight. He was rising. He was hungry. And O'Malley needed a statement. What followed was exactly that, a statement in the form of a walk-off knockout. Ali started to lose momentum in the fight. The leg kicks were catching him. Zahabi was finding his range. But then O'Malley switched stances, adjusted, and suddenly he had Zahabi hurt. A straight right hand dropped Zahabi, and before the referee could even process what was happening, Ali was celebrating, saluting the troops, and walking away. The message was clear. The Suga show is back. Ali finished it in the second round, and now he's already calling for a title shot. After losing to Merab Dvalishvili twice, Ali just reminded everyone why he was a champion in the first place. Then came one of the most shocking finishes of the entire night. Josh Hoyt, an undefeated rising star who just picked up a massive win over Curtis Blades, faced Derek Lewis, the UFC's all-time knockout king. Lewis was there because President Trump himself requested the Black Beast be part of this historic event. But Lewis looked nothing like the dangerous knockout artist who'd terrorized heavyweights for years. Hoyt came out with a clear game plan. Take Lewis down, control him, and don't let him land that one shot. And that's exactly what he did. He shot a takedown early, planted Lewis on his back, and proceeded to dominate him with ground and pound. Lewis ate shots. Hoyt nearly locked up an armbar late in the round. Lewis survived, but he was broken. Round 2 told the real story. Lewis came out trying to pressure, but he was exhausted. Hoyt was fresher, faster, and more dangerous. He landed jab after jab. Every shot landed clean. Lewis tried to fire back, but his punches were wild, desperate, missing by miles. Hoyt continued to land until Lewis finally collapsed to the canvas. 49 of round 2, and the red-hot heavyweight prospect had his biggest win yet. Hoyt is now 10-0 and climbing up the heavyweight rankings. Lewis at 29-14 just experienced what it looks like when a younger fighter has the physical gifts. The wrestling, the speed, and the will to execute a perfect game plan. The lightning continued down the card. Mauricio Ruffi, a dangerous lightweight with serious power, faced Michael Chandler in a fight that had fireworks written all over it. Chandler is a legend, but Ruffi showed why he's one of the up-and-coming forces at lightweight. It didn't take long. Less than a minute and a half into the first round, Ruffi landed a devastating strike that put Chandler down. The referee waved it off at 429 of round 1. Another knockout, another statement. Another fighter moving up the rankings at the White House. Bo Nickel, the middleweight prospect who everyone's been waiting to see jump into elite competition, faced Kyle Dow. Nickel came in with an undefeated record and physical gifts that seem almost unfair. The wrestling, the athleticism, the power, it was all there. And Dow House, a legitimate middleweight threat, didn't stand a chance. Nickel took him down, imposed his will, and finished him in the first round. 4:34 later, Nickel was walking out of the White House as another impressive victory on this historic card. And in the early fights, Diego Lopez made his mark by stopping Steve Garcia in the second round. By the time the evening was over, by the time every fighter had raised their hands in victory, the UFC